All right, and I'm turning on the music. My microphone is on. Sombra, say something. There we go. Okay, so I'm getting you on the stream too. All right, I'm going to share my my link into SGBL now. SGBL YouTube. All right. Let me put it in my Discord as well. And chat is open, ready to work. Yep. All right. Looks like everything is working. Here's Lyrics. Lyrics is here first. Make sure you like the stream. I got Stomba with me here too, so if you're looking to ask some questions to him, I can relay them. The big man himself is here.
Not that big. You're probably taller. I'm just like 5'6" or something like that.
Oh, you can even see chat too, so that's good. You can see what people are saying. Okay. We'll give it maybe a couple minutes. Wait for a couple people to show up. I'm going to acquaint myself with some of the gimmicks that I didn't see last season. We got Weakness Policy again, Combi Spell Down again, and we start with Fractured Identity. Okay. Oh, and there was already a game. I was wondering why the replay thing was already there.
Yep.
Too late.
We had a game.
I'm not going to spoil it for myself. So we must have locked down Terra Captains too. All the Terra Captains in here are final.
All the Terra Captains, they are final, yes.
Nice. Messages are
There were
delayed.
some that I wasn't sure, but after discussing with some other people, we decided on them. Some of the teams made it really hard on picking Terra Captains.
I agree. So I was looking at them, and they could have gone either way, in my opinion. Okay. So, let me toss my phone across the room because the ringer won't stop. Okay. We got 3 people in here right now, so let's look at our first team here. And that is Lord Locked Plock. I want to make sure that if they said they were going to be here, I don't want to start it up, but let's see. So Lord Locked...
That's Cyril.
Is Cyril? Yeah, so he's probably actually asleep right now, I bet, right? We can start with his
He's
team.
probably asleep or johnning somewhere.
He's off Johnin on another draft somewhere. So he went for the Sun team here, and it actually worked out.
Apparently that was his goal, and it kind of worked out. Yeah.
I mean, Terra Fire, Flamethrower, Tauros too, right? Like, can't use it this week.
It's a possibility, especially with the sheer force. Yeah.
Lolzy.
I'm
Oh
not
god,
gonna
this is a
spoil
team.
anything. I already watched the match.
I didn't watch it, but I did see the outcome. That's all I know. Because I can see.
I watched it live. Watched it live, and I'm gonna say it's something to be eager and looking forward to for the weekend recaps, because it's a very good match.
Oh, and I didn't even notice, but this is the team that played against Lyrics. Is this team right here? Okay, I see. I see where this is going.
Exactly, yeah.
So, I mean, just for Fractured Identity, let's see. A lot of the
actually for Fractured Identity is a little bit crippled because
I agree.
Jumbao really needs those fairy and grass moves. Gouging
Gouging
fire
fire.
without the dragon or fire moves is kind of. Great Tusk has a good move pool.
It's got like Ice
Lilligant
Spinner or
is
something,
good.
doesn't it?
Yeah, it gets Ice Spinner. It can go with a Rapid Spin set. Out of the top of my head, maybe some rock shenanigans.
Yep, you're right.
But this team seems like it would suffer a lot from the fracture identity gimmick
Yes,
because it cripples Jumba, Gouging Fire, Manectric. But still, overheat for Manectric on the sun does a lot of damage.
Yep. And for weakness policy as well, I don't know how good the special attack type of deal or special compared to attack is on a lot of these mons, but it can't be too even. I feel like a lot of these are lopsided.
Yeah, but you can still like do the what we did in the other league that tried to kind of make it so that you can still be, let's say you make Great Tusk completely special, do a lot of investment, but still make it a physical attacker. So,
I saw it was really tough for me. That was one of the hardest gimmicks for me personally to figure out. Was that one? Yeah, the weakness policy was tough. Let me look at these.
I agree, but it was one of Adam's favorite gimmicks, so it's on the 8-week schedule.
Ability Rondo. That's a cool one. It's interesting because a lot of these mons actually share an ability. So, well, it's not actually. It's only 2, right? Iron Crown doesn't actually have photosynthesis, but
yeah, not really. But with that ability, that basically locks out Great Tusk or Gouging Fire from using photosynthesis.
Yeah.
But being able to give anything else photosynthesis, it's terrifying. And being able to give Tusk or Jumbao Fur Coat.
Oh, you're right.
Or Sheer Force from Tauros. You have 2 Intimidates to pass. You can give Chlorophyll from Hisuian Lilligant to something else. Water Absorb.
That's going to be a crazy week for this team. Water Absorb and Gouging Fire, yeah. And even Great Tusk, too. I mean... Wow.
Yeah, actually, Great Tusk would benefit more from the Water Absorb. You can just give Quark Drive to Gouging Fire, basically.
Tauros is great for Rondo. It really is. Tauros is great. Tactical Lockout. Let's see what this one is. I didn't see this one. Tactical Lockout. Oh, it's Lockout, right?
It's the...
Okay.
No, if you go up, it's the 4th one.
4th one. Oh, okay.
Or 3rd one, yeah.
3rd one? If
a
move is on
the
both...
document works...
Wow.
Yeah,
this is an interesting one.
Actually, to give a little spoiler and a little bit of a shout out to the other league, I think we are on the playoffs, and I think it was Schmidt versus Lunar on highest division that are playing both tactical lockout with tactical lockout, so it's interesting.
This one, you reveal your pace to the opponent at team preview. If a move is on both pace, it may be used by neither player. That is crazy.
So this particular gimmick is wanna try to fill out your mons with moves that are beneficial, but moves that you don't wanna be used again. So carry one mon with toxic. Maybe you wanna bring U-turn to prevent the opponent from using U-turn, etc., etc. Sticky webs.
Dragon Dance is pretty common, honestly. Something like that.
Dragon Dance, Toxic, Swords Dance. Thunder Wave is basically trying to manage your resources in a way that your Pokemon still can do things, but you're also locking out your opponent from doing things that would hurt you. Like, I would recommend at least bring one Pokemon with Toxic.
Yeah.
Nobody wants to get Toxic. So.
The next one in accuracy. That's pretty that's pretty straightforward, at least, right? You know.
Straightforward. It's just a silly gimmick.
Attacks that bypass the accuracy check are also banned. Okay. That's interesting. Does anybody have Oromoth? Someone's got to have it, right?
No.
No one got Oromoth. Wow.
No. Neither Golurk, so there's no guard Pokemon.
Wow.
So, banning all this accuracy check moves is just to make sure that people don't cheese the loopholes. So,
Lawsy has a good question. If you tactically lock out an entire Mon, if you guess all the all the moves correctly, what happens? You can't use any moves?
I think that would be the case.
What do you even do?
I would actually try to make an addendum to that gimmick. If one of the Pokemon are locked out of all the moves, then they would be able to use the move with the lowest
base power or something.
Yeah.
I think that's reasonable. If that actually happens, that would be absolutely insane. That would be crazy. Imposter. Each Pokemon has a move pool replaced by the move pool of the Pokemon directly above it. Oh, okay. So Jumbao has Furfrou then?
Yes.
Okay.
So actually it would be pretty funny because I want to see what, let's say, Tauros can do with the move pool of Mega Manectric.
You're right. That is insane, actually. Especially with Terra. Oh my gosh. Tauros is, I think, a really good Terra captain here. Even though it's the worst out of the three.
Well, technically out of the two, because...
Yeah, because Mega Manectric can't
kind of Mega Manectric. But, there's gonna be some... Like, once we go over the teams and, like, talk about the teams, we can point out... I'm gonna point out some of the very funny or interesting things that can happen with this imposter gimmick.
I haven't looked into it like you have, so I'm excited. We went over weakness policy.
Actually, also, this is just my first pass on actually analyzing the teams. Mm-hmm. So...
This is currently... Like, you haven't looked at it before, or like this is currently your first pass looking through all of them?
Yeah. Like, I did basically put all the Pokemon, or most of the Pokemon in there, but I haven't really sat down and analyzed, like, teams other than the one that I'm fighting, which I haven't even prepared, and I'm, like, not that scared because it's a team that also gets pretty crippled from
having no stabs, yeah. The indirectly hazardous actually seems... It's almost a game mode people want to play, you know? It's the first one that I think people are going to like. I know Lyrics, at least. He doesn't like hazards. He thinks hazards should be banned. So, that's a cool one. If I was to make a league like this, that would definitely be one that I would put in.
Well, they're technically banned, but they're not.
I mean, how many Pokemon get Stone Axe, right? One?
No, actually, if you read the gimmick, any Pokemon on the team can have a copy of Stone Axe, a copy of
I
Ceaseless Edge,
see.
and a copy of Toxic Debris.
I see now. I see what's going on here. So the only way to set up hazards is by using a move that sets up hazards indirectly. I see.
Yeah.
I think that's a good way to balance
You only
it.
get one chance. You only get one chance. If your Pokemon gets KO'd, well,
It's over.
too bad.
At least you kind of know that hazards are definitely coming, so you plan for it. You bring the rapid spin.
The important thing is trying to guess which Pokemon is gonna have the Toxic Debris.
Yeah, that's a good one. You figure it out pretty quick, I guess, right? You either figure it out or you don't figure it out at all. And last one is Combee's Spellbound. I mean,
Yep.
notable moves, Tail Glow, Dragon Dance, those types of things.
In case, and this is a lot of insider information, in case there are to get to playoff, if some people are tied, then we would play either Assault Mons, Interwine Fates, or Knockout as a tiebreaker.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
That's cool. So is that even... That's not going to happen, obviously. It could happen, but it's not a plan, right?
It's probably not gonna happen. Like, watching just at the... I mean, if you ever had looked into the document of the Diancie division on PNG,
Yeah.
we had 4 teams that ended up 4-4.
Yeah, I
It's
saw
like
that.
a differential of 1. Difference in differential of 1.
It's pretty close.
So, don't think it can happen, but it happen. A funny gimmick to point out, it's for anyone who managed to get into playoffs, is Sacrificial Wooloo, which basically you have to bring a move that kills yourself.
Really? On every Mon? Let me look at it. Every Pokemon
least-
must bring one. There's a lot of good ones, though, to be fair. I mean, some of them do, like, good things. Jumbao does suffer on the first letter one. The Jumbao. What do you even run?
You could run Overheat.
I guess Overheat in the
That's
Sun.
one.
Boom
U-turn.
Burst. Not that it'd be
Boom Burst,
crazy, but...
It's very hard to be on the spot like this because I can't like really think of like moves.
How about this? Overall, throughout all the rest of these gimmicks, how do you think this team is gonna do? Let's just rip off the Band-Aid.
Let's see. This team in particular, I think struggles in the first gimmick, but has all the tools to do well for, like, let's say Spellbound has a lot of letters, so they will look pretty good in Spellbound. It's all about how they manage. They should do well with Ability Rondo. I think Imposter, they're not too bad.
I think they're good in Imposter.
I'm gonna 50-50. Either they cinch playoffs or they don't. Mostly because it's a 50-50 on how they manage to use their resources for like weakness policy.
Yep.
Down. It's a very interesting team. Like Sun team is pretty strong, but the fact that it might not be Sun every single time. It's kind of like a one-trick pony.
Yeah, I agree. It's hard to... When you're bottlenecked in these gimmicks, it's hard to make regular teams work. So, trying to make the Sun team work, there could be times where you can't get it to work because photosynthesis this, you can't use it on this mon. You can't use moves because they don't match the letter in your name type of deal. Is it moves and abilities? Or there's one with moves and abilities.
No,
right?
it's only moves and items.
Items, it's items. But
so
yeah.
Tauros and Joe are pretty, and even Furfuro are very affected by the item clause.
Yep. The what does Furfuro do? Like, I've actually never seen it used. Is there like something crazy it's got going on hiding?
I've used it once in another Gimmick League. It can give something Cotton Guard. It has a base speed of 102, high special defense, has fur coat, has a decent move pool, both physical and special. Not the best, but has some priority, has pivoting.
I think that the funny tier itself is all about utility more than power. Because most of the time, something weird is happening where you're switching your funny moves onto another mon or something like that.
Yeah, I believe the funny mon is either for utility or just for the fun of it. Like, I never used this Pokemon before. I ever wanted to use it, or it would be hilarious if I used it. So.
All right, I agree with you. I think that this team is either going to go all the way or it's going to stall real quick.
Yeah.
Furfuro has drip. All right, let's move on to the next team here. We got Nimrod, Joner 2.
I forgot about that. Furfuro has different forms.
So
but
what
they
is?
don't add to the name.
It has different forms, huh? All right, each one's named differently.
Played X and Y?
I have not played X and Y. I stopped playing at like Black and White, and then I came back for Scarlet and Violet. So like that part is a bit hazy for me.
Actually, I would say yes. The forms would count for Spellbound. Adding letters. So
how many? Is each one different? Is each one named something different?
So you have Furfuro Dandy, Furfuro Debutant, Diamond, Heart.
That's crazy.
Kabuki, Lorraine, Matron, Arrow, and Star.
Wow. So it just gets essentially every letter in the alphabet now?
Well, depends on the form, but yeah.
Well, you're counting... Oh, no, wait. It depends on the form that you're using what the letters will be. I see what's going on. Okay. That's crazy. Well, use that to your advantage, right? Chien Pao. How good is Chien Pao really in this is my question.
It can be pretty good. Like, I saw in the other league, Extreme Killer Chien Pao for Spellbound.
Oh.
It has a decent move pool. It's really strong. My only problem with this team is that I think it's very... it's very shifted into offensive. Like, they're only Pokemon glowing in the defensive side. It's either Hippowdon, Pecharunt, and Metang. And if they go down, the rest of the team goes down really fast because they cannot take hits.
Yeah, they're really fast and they can hit pretty hard, but there's not much
double poison
bulk.
is kind of interesting. They also have a very big ground weakness.
Yeah.
And
you almost don't want a Terra Altaria just to have that ground immunity.
They also have a big dark weakness. Becheron, Deoxys, Metang. So it's kinda an interesting team because they can go really fast. They can do a lot of interesting things
Mm-hmm.
with Quaquabal being able to pass the Aqua Step, pass
Ooh,
Rapid
yeah.
Spin. Deoxys Speed is obviously banned for Nasty Plot, but getting Toxic Debris on something. Poison Puppeteer Glimora could be
Ooh, true.
something scary.
Very true.
Being able to give a decent move pool from Hippo down into Glalie could be big.
Yep.
Um, ability wise, don't really see like other than passing Poison Puppeteer and Toxic Debris. The other Pokemon don't really give much as for ability. Maybe the Moxie from like
Yeah, Moxie's
Quaquabal
cool.
and the Sword of Rain from Chimpao, but being completely honest, only like Quaquabal would appreciate the Sword of Rain.
Yeah.
So it's a very offensive team. I think could do really interesting things. But Chimpao has obviously a better move pool and gouging fires. It has some coverage from the fracture community.
I think
Quaquabal
Qianpao
might
might
be a
suffer in accuracy, right? Like, what moves does it have that's not 100% accurate?
Let's do some research here.
It doesn't even have it?
It could use Blizzard. It could use Ice Fang,
Okay,
Icicle
Ice Fang.
Crash,
Oh, Icicle Crash. I forgot about that.
Ruination. Technically, it's 90% accurate.
Really? Okay.
Could use Snarl, Takedown, Icy Wind, and Hyper Beam, and Giga Impact.
I mean, I think Icicle Crash is probably enough. That at least makes it usable.
Between that and using Snarl, I think
How much is Snarl? Base power 60?
55.
55. Hippowdon, too. I mean, Hippowdon has rock moves, I guess. Those are pretty inaccurate.
It has Stone Edge.
Isn't, like, high horsepower, like 95 or something, too?
Yeah, but it doesn't get high horsepower. It gets Fire Fang. It does get high horsepower. It gets
No
Fire
slack
Fang,
off,
Ice
though.
Fang. No slack off. It can run the toxic that it likes to run.
Yeah.
So
Can you run Toxic on poison types?
no.
In inaccuracy? Oh, cool. That's interesting. That's an interesting thing to note. The
No,
elemental
because,
things are good, yeah.
Because they would make them 100% accurate, and that's
Banned, illegal.
banned.
Yeah.
Let's see. This team has a better. Probably an imposter has a better performance than the previous one.
Yeah, I agree. I think that'll probably be the best.
Well, I don't know. I think the Oxyspeed gets a little bit by the move.
Yeah. It'll just get nuked by whatever it gets hit by, I guess.
But it has very fast mons that they will really use the indirectly hazardous really well.
Yes. That one might be the strongest, I think. The indirect hazard, now I'm thinking about Deoxys Speed, Qianpao, Quackable.
I think
Fractured Identity,
it
it might do pretty well, too. Like, the week 1, it might do pretty well. Qianpao, I don't know, but everything else seems to have pretty good coverage overall. Like Glimora. Put specs on Glimora.
Like, this team seems like has a couple of things that they would do very well with, but there's some that doesn't seem to some gimmicks that they would struggle really hard.
Yeah. Alright.
Known of how well they're gonna do. Tactical lockdown, like they need to ban Toxic. But the
Mhm.
fact that they can still run Mortal Spin is gonna be really big for this team.
And Petrarunt too, that ability just poisons things, doesn't it? Or does it confuse things that are poisoned?
Confuse things that are poisoned. So
Yeah.
you
Nice
need to
1-2
ban
punch.
Toxic. You want to ban the Toxic, but still Glamora can Mortal Spin and Toxic things. Gets Toxic Spy. Well, it has a Toxic Debris, so this team is gonna do really well for that tactical lockdown.
Yeah, I guess you can't really almost see it
And
coming.
there's no other team that has a Ruinous Quartet, so it's free
Oh, really?
Ruinations from Chimpao, free Aqua Steps from Quaquabal.
If a move is on both pastes, I see. So that okay. I see how that works. I was confused by that, but now you reveal your paste pre-battle, and if both of you have brought a move, then you can't use it. I see. So you can't ban something like Ruination if you don't have it on your team. And everybody's got to have Toxic, right? Like, there's no way there's a team without Toxic.
There's no, but it's like if you don't bring it
Yeah, I guess you're right.
to battle, then well, it's a problem.
Yeah, you're right. Yeah, you're right. All right. Let's see what's next. Canuck Charm with the Temple Guardians. I like Ravank a lot.
Yeah, he has a really hard team. Like, this team goes hard.
Yeah.
Being able to give Illusion to anything, being able to give the Levitate from Equilibra, the Triage from Revenant,
Mm-hmm.
Filter from Revabroom.
Oh, yeah, the filter. Galissapod loses the exit one, right?
Yep. Galissapod loses the exit, and you can give you give White Smoke to your Mega Charizard from the Flare Realm. It just
okay.
de-dances for free. You can give it the Rockhead to Flare Blitz for free.
Interesting.
Give Eleki a real ability.
Yep.
Like Trace Regieleki could be a thing.
Okay.
This team for Ability Rondo goes pretty hard. I believe Revenant gets affected, same as Regieleki from the Fractured Identity.
Mm-hmm.
That's kind of same. A little Mega Charizard, a little, but not really, because Charizard gets a massive move pool.
Yeah, it does. It's been around forever. It got a little bit of everything from every generation.
So Revenant, Equilibra, Regieleki get affected, and Mandibos gets affected by the Fractured Entity, but I believe Rondo they do pretty good. Tactical Lockdown is a matter of who are they playing against, basically.
Hopefully banning Dragon Dance, right?
I think in Inaccuracy this team does pretty well. Has pretty good inaccurate moves like Thunderbolt. Oh, well, no, not Thunderbolt. Thunder.
Thunder. There's no Pokemon that get the 100% accuracy out of inaccurate move. If they had that ability, would that be banned?
The ability is banned.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
You,
so you
read
can't really
there,
take
it says
items and moves.
Not anymore.
Items, abilities, and moves. I don't know if anyone even had that ability anyway.
Well, I don't know, but there's Compound Ice and
Yeah.
and I think Arminius has Galvantula has Compound Ice.
Oh, okay. You're right, actually. What's Equilibria all about? I don't remember this one.
Equilibria is ground steel with levitate.
Ground Steel Levitate.
Okay. It also gets bulletproof or justified. It has a very interesting move pool, but it's all about like it gets rapid spin. It is very slow. It can set trick room.
Interesting.
It has Doom Desire.
Oh, okay.
So it's basically a steel type of like Slowbro that'll Doom Desire and just like sit there, take hits and survive. The only bad thing about this Pokemon is that it doesn't have a recovery. With defenses of 96 and special defense of 118, this thing just stays there and takes hits like a champion.
Yeah, the ground and steel with levitate and being tanky, that's pretty cool. Yeah, I mean Gardevoir, we don't know what that's about. Reverum is cool. I like Reverum. Does it really? I mean, Fractured Identity, it gets like the high horsepower, stuff like that. What else does it get outside of the Steel Poison moves?
The problem is that Reverum won't be able to shift gear, so that's kind of...
Is shift gear steel or is it a normal move?
It's a steel move, I believe. Let me just check that. It's a steel move.
It is steel.
It can steal Parting Shot.
Parting Shot, yeah.
It has Overheat,
Overheat.
Parting Shot, Temper Flare. It can taunt.
Temper Flare.
Headset, but Send Headbutt. Sorry.
Same difference.
It can self-destruct.
Self-destruct. You know, that's always a good thing, huh?
It could Magnet Rise also.
Oh, yeah. That'd be pretty cool. That'd be pretty good. And, I mean, all of the other ones... Combee Spelldown is, like, it's really a toss-up. I mean, hope that some of your mons are able to run setup moves and then go for it. I mean...
Yeah, but I think he has a good amount of letters.
Yeah, there's a lot of letters.
Pokemon that need the letters. Like, for example, Equilibria in Spelldown can run Roost.
Oh,
so,
yep. R is like the most common letter in all the names, isn't it?
Yeah, around A, R, and some of the vocals, like A or...
Yeah, okay.
But Roost in there, it's like, it's the one reason it doesn't get a recovery move is because for Roost, and it'll just live forever. Yeah, like this, the other gimmicks that are more dependent on how you play, well, it's a toss-up, but this is a strong contender for, like,
I agree.
playoffs.
I think this is a very good team here. The more Catmons that a team has just makes me think it's better, I think, because they're so good. Alright.
I wouldn't say Catmons are better, it's just they have better move pools.
And people know them less, I feel, too. It's like you almost get caught more.
Yeah. That's exactly what's happening with me on this other league that I'm in. It's called the Trainer's Corner.
Mm-hmm.
Where, shout out to the Trainer's Corner. They basically grabbed the Pokemon and then they retyped them.
Interesting.
And gave them moves that make more sense for the typings. For example, Belusa gets Fillet away, or like Go-Go is a ground grass in there.
Mm-hmm. That does make more sense.
So it always catch me off guard because I don't know what things get or what typing is.
Yeah, I think that's a huge advantage, honestly. Alright, what's next here?
Moving on to Lulzy.
Lulzy. The big chatter here. Big chatter. Is there no Catmon on this team? No, there's not one.
No.
Interesting.
There's a couple of teams that didn't want to go for a Capon. I'm surprised because this is a more of a relaxed format where you can try things out.
Mm-hmm. I mean, sometimes there's plenty of regular mons that I have not tried out personally. Like that, I haven't made it to all of them yet.
And you can see clearly in this team an example of God, the short end of the stick when rolling things. Because you can see here like Excadrill, Decidueye, Thievul wouldn't be my first picks for.
You don't like Thievul?
Not as a low mon considering the other things that you can have gotten.
Archeop's kind of big, switching its ability up though.
Archeops is super big. It's gonna be like an MVP on ability Rondo.
Yep. Well, what's the best ability for it here?
Clear body. You can sword stance and just go for it. You could give it
Proto. Or what? Not Proto. What is it? The future one.
Quark
is
Drive.
Quark Drive. Give it Quark Drive and booster energy.
You could give it Regenerator.
Ooh, Regenerator would be good too.
And just like you turn away. Excadrill can give it Mold Breaker.
That's good too. Yeah, that is good. What's Galarian Slowking has another ability. Is it good? What is it?
Serious Medicine is for a doubles battle.
Oh, okay. That's why I don't know what it is.
It does get own tempo too.
Okay.
But it could be good. It gives you immunity to Intimidate.
Yeah. You have to see if the other team even has Intimidate first, I guess.
Or you can just give it Long Reach from Decidueye. Just never make contact.
That would be good too. Never, the Moltres of the world. Zapdoses of the world. It's not great for Fractured Identity. That's probably taking a seat. Goodra and Regice are probably pretty good. Rotom, any of the Rotoms really. You can't bring the Rotoms to Fractured Identity.
Actually, you'd be surprised, but Archeops could come for Fractured Identity.
Really?
Its U-turn gets knockoff, can set up, can use Hone Claws, can just Earthquake.
Oh, Hone Claws, okay.
Hone Claw.
Does it get any super inaccurate moves?
I'm talking about Fractured Identity.
Yeah, but Hone Claw puts up your accuracy too, right?
Yeah, so it would be banned in inaccuracy.
Oh, okay.
Then you just run Sword Stamps or something like that.
Oh, yeah, because you're not... yeah.
What else? For the other gimmicks, Ability Rondo...
Good.
It's okay-ish, like, has some good abilities. Obviously, the big threat here is Archeops without Defeatist, and being able to give Goodra something better.
Yeah, instead of taking a hit, gooey. Got a team for this week, almost done, feeling good, says
This team is way bulkier than the second one, so it's kind of a little bit better, in my opinion. Has good balance for weakness policy, I believe.
Yeah, I agree. I think this is one of the better ones I've seen for weakness policy.
Indirectly hazardous, giving Stone Axe to Archeops is scary.
Yeah, yeah. Mm-hmm. Yes, it is.
So, and for Spellbound, I think they have a good amount of letters. Probably Gudra and Regiais are gonna suffer a little bit in
Yeah.
it, but you can just make Gudra be a bulky recover
Yep.
Pokemon.
I mean, what else you've run besides recover? Draco Meteor or something, I guess, possibly, and you have the dragon moves with D.
You can run Aura Sphere. You can run Acid Armor.
Oh, that's good.
Aquajet.
Aquajet. Aquajet Goodra, let's go. Aquajet Excadrill, too.
The D would give you Dark Pulse, would give you Discharge. Draco Meteor gives you Dragon Dance. All the dragon moves gives you Drill Run.
Are signature moves allowed in Combi Spelldown?
Only, let's say, so to give an example for this, let's say you had a Cleavor.
Yeah.
No, Cleavor is not a good example.
Glastrier?
Think of what signature? Yeah, let's say you have a Glastrier, then you could use Glacial Lance because it learns it
naturally. It has to learn it naturally, right?
Yeah,
What's
but
up,
that
Cole?
only applies to signature moves.
I see. Well, I think overall this team should do pretty all right. Overall, I think that this
can do all right.
Yeah, bulky enough to survive the winter. That's what I'll say.
Yeah, it's gonna be a matter of how they play their matches.
All right, we got EA Grill is next. Let me make sure it's all on screen. Hydreigon,
Grill,
Iron Boulder.
One of the mods. This is for me another playoff contender. This team is scary, just like in paper.
Oh, huge power. Huge power
on Diggersby, Mold Breaker on the Heart Flame, Quark Drive, Levitate on Hydreigon, Levitate on Rotom Fan, so you can have a Levitate Boulder if they wanted to, Levitate Empoleon.
Quark Drive on something too.
Quark Drive Webs on the Corvallis.
Oh, yep.
And I think Corvallis has Poison Heal.
So. Really? Cool. That's a good one. Does Therian count for Combi Spelldown?
It does count.
Okay.
But imagine having like an Therian with Poison Heal. That thing is gonna take forever to kill.
Yeah, it definitely would. Especially if you can't poison it, right? Like,
yeah.
There's a lot of. I will say there's a lot of letters. I'm seeing a lot of letters.
There's a lot of letters. Combi Spelldown does good here.
Well, Gourgeist would depend on the form, right? You got like Gourgeist large and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Small, super, and large. I think for Fractured Identity, they're pretty well burst.
Yep, I agree. They got just coverage everywhere. And Amorous Therian gets a lot of coverage, surprisingly, from when I've played with it.
I think only Rotom gets like affected by this, and maybe the fact that they cannot set up webs with Corvallis. But they have a very scary team for Fractured Identity.
Yep.
That gets affected a little, but not really. Has really scary team for Ability Rondo.
The huge power is crazy. I mean,
yeah.
What do you even put it on? Iron Boulder, probably.
Iron Boulder. You can put it on Auger Pawn and just go Ivy Cudgel everything.
I would almost rather use the Quark Drive on Ogerpon and then the huge power on Iron Boulder. Just have two absolute missiles.
I think with Imposter they do pretty well too.
Yep.
I don't see any gimmick that this team will struggle with, at least from like the first weeks. It's just gonna be a matter of hitting your hurricanes.
Bringing it back. Full circle. That's full circle right there. Yeah, but seriously, it's like you could sit here and talk about how great this team is pretty much all night. I think this is probably the best one I've seen so far.
I think it's like one of the best teams so far. Like I think this is like finalist material team.
That's a good point about the masks on Ogerpon. It actually can't hold the booster energy, so that wouldn't work. That is a good point. All right.
Yeah, so that's why you would give it huge power and just
Yeah.
ham.
Yeah,
one Trailblaze and everything dies.
Yeah, and you can give Iron Boulder Levitate. It doesn't even that's a good ability too. All right. Next.
Yeah.
Mr. T. All right.
So, this team is weird.
It's good though.
Obviously another
Huge power team.
No, it's another team that looks like they didn't get what they wanted.
Yeah.
And they tried again. Like, nobody wants Pyro.
I think Pyro's cool. Contrary, it's a good ability.
It's a good ability, but I wouldn't say like it's my first pick. I wouldn't go. And I don't think you would go for Mega Kangaskhan. I think they were trying to get a water Pokemon with Whirlpool. They didn't say water, and they ended up with Kangaskhan.
Sometimes that's how the cookie crumbles. But I think the abilities are actually kind of crazy on this team. Like for ability run though.
The abilities are crazy. Like Contrary on Pyrogue, Intimidate and Bolt Absorb on Commodore.
Parental
Stab
Bond.
Zipper huge power on Swimmer, Unaware. Well, you won't give Parental Bond to anything other than Mega Kangaskhan.
Oh, really? Let me look
I
at
think
it.
so.
Abilities of Megas are locked into the Mega form. I see. But their base form abilities can be moved around. Oh, okay, I see.
Well, you can give Scrappy to something.
Yeah.
Which is scary in some way.
Commodore Drain Punch.
I think Scatterwing has Pixelate.
Yeah, it does. I remember that because I got pixelated E-Speed and to Oblivion.
You get Prankster, 2 Intimidates. Like, ability-wise, this team is, like, busted.
Yeah, it's probably the best ability team I've seen so far. Fractured Identity.
Actually, Lolsey brings a point with Contrary Dragapult is something.
Oh, Draco Meteor and stuff like that. Yeah. I guess. What other moves aren't usually on the Contrary Mons? Like Draco Meteor is one of them.
Superpower.
Leaf Storm, obviously, but. You can Terra Stellar on something, right? On one of your Terra captains, have Contrary. That would be kind of crazy.
Ability wise, I think this team is busted.
Mm.
For Fractured Identity, it doesn't stop Commodore from just belly drumming and drain punching everything.
Yep.
It does cripple Pyroke really bad, and
yes,
cripples Dragapult somewhat.
Yeah, Dragapult really doesn't have much coverage, huh? You cannot change your Megas. You can't use the Mega ability lyrics if that's what you're asking. but you can use the based form ability for ability Rondo.
No, yeah, exactly. The other gimmicks, though, Fractured Identity, it is a little crippled. Everything gets crippled, except maybe Kangaskhan, Azumarill, and Commodore. Inaccuracy, I think they're doing pretty well on inaccuracy.
Yeah. They got Overheat on Pyroke. Can pretty much just run what it wants to run with Conjurer. Yep, Draco Meteor's good. You
have a Smeargle with a lot of liquidation, I think. Play rough. But I don't know, like for indirectly hazardous, there's not a lot of abusers for the.
You could do the Poison Spikes ability on Turtonator, maybe run like a Rocky Helmet or something. It's kind of obvious though. You'd probably get played around it or something.
But for Stone Axe and Ceaseless Edge, I think there are not a lot of like options. Maybe you could abuse a little and run Ceaseless Edge on the Kangaskhan.
I was gonna say with Parental Bond, the Ceaseless Edge on Kangaskhan might be the play. Stone Axe doesn't really fit anywhere crazy on this. Like maybe Commodore.
Maybe Commodore. Or maybe a Physical Bolt. Maybe even a Summeril.
Oh, huge power, I guess. Yeah, you're right.
Letter-wise, I think it's middle of the bunch.
I agree. There's a lot of letters, but there's a lot of repeating ones, and there's no like extreme long names. Scattervane is good. I mean, Scattervane... I lost to Scattervane when we did the Fractured Identity. I think that was the week I played Scattervane, so...
I mean, Tail Glow Dragapult is gonna happen.
Yep. Yep.
But,
Pixelate Extreme Speed Scattervane is really good. Anything else about this team? We move to the next one.
I think Shadow Tag Porygon. He had a scary team for PNG. I think this team is more of fuck it, we ball.
Sometimes it be like that.
Yeah, like huge type overlaps on like 2 waters on Samurott and Blastoise.
2 grass.
2 grass.
2 dark.
Lot of 2 dark. Lot of ground weakness. A lot of bug weakness. A Pikachu.
Can it use Electro Ball?
It can use the Light Ball, yeah.
Or Light Ball, yeah. Well, that's
but not on
that's
Spelldown.
Okay. Yeah, yeah. That's funny though.
I think for Fractured Identity, it's
2 electric
okay.
too.
Yeah, 2 electric. Although I wouldn't count Pikachu because it's gonna Terra.
Yeah.
Probably right. Extreme Speed, normal type.
Yep.
For the first gimmick, I think it's okay-ish. Although they do have a lot of Pokemon that need their stabs.
Yeah.
Obviously, Arboliva needs the staff. Samurott needs the staffs. Brute Bonnet without the Spore.
What's Aegislash got? I mean, Sacred Sword. Anything else outside the stab?
King Shield.
That's Steel, I thought. Or is it normal?
I thought it was. It is Steel. Oh,
No King Shield then.
No King Shield. It can run Head Smash, Close Combat.
Aegislash can?
Yeah.
Wow.
You can just Toxic Protect.
Yep, I've seen that. Lyrics actually was doing that to me for a week when we were trying to prep for a game where I was facing Aegislash.
That person. Toxic Protect Endure.
Yep. Yep. What's Fidget get?
Um,
Anything crazy?
it's Poison Ground.
I remember thinking it was cool. Doesn't it have a weird ability?
It has Persistent, which makes that Tailwind. Some moves last 2 more turns.
Oh, okay. Trick Room type of deal.
Yeah, it does get a little affected, but it's a fast quarter, so that's that. Can knock off.
Knock off, okay.
Has some moves. Like, I wouldn't say it's like super broken, but it can play Fractured Identity. Ability Rondo wise, this team. I mean, for starters, stance change will not work on anything. So,
yep.
Other than AD Slash. So you have one ability that's useless.
Mm-hmm.
And then the other abilities are okay. I mean,
you get Proto, I guess.
You can give the well-baked body to Brute Bonnet, I guess.
Yeah. That's pretty good. That's probably one of the best interactions ability-wise. Baked body, Age Slash.
You can give Frisk. You can give Frisk to something. 2 statics.
Oh, static. Yeah.
Maybe Lightning Rod on Brute on Samurott.
Yeah. Just get rid of the electric weakness.
But it's like a little crippled ability wise.
Yeah. I can agree with that.
Has good Pokemon for inaccuracy.
Yep. For sure. Hurricane from Zapdos, stuff like that.
Letter-wise, it's also middle of the bunch.
You could give sharpness to Aegislash, I guess, right? Like, that's not bad.
Yeah, you could give sharpness to Aegislash. Letter-wise is middle of the bunch. Indirectly hazardous. I think this team does way better than the previous one. Like you can give Aegislash the Toxic Debris, and then can give Samurott the other 2 moves, or
can't Samurott just learn Stone Axe or whatever it's called?
Ceaseless Edge.
Yeah, you can just give it one of those, right? Probably Ceaseless Edge.
Yeah, probably Ceaseless Edge. Yeah. I think that's about this for this team. We can move on
to the next. We got Squire Gumi. Is this the Rain team?
This is the Rain team, which is the team that I'm facing first.
They got the Polytoad. They got the Polytoad. I was helping them make phrases, and I wasn't sure if they were actually going to get the Rain Center by the end. Back to the last team, we have a question from Lalsy here. Can one Pokemon learn 2 of those, like Stone Axe and Ceaseless Edge? Can they learn both of them?
Yes, they can.
Okay.
Oh wait. No, they have to be distributed to different Pokemon.
I was trying to find it to see if it says
rules.
that. One copy of each can be
Axe,
used in a team.
If you read the one on over it, the second line.
Yeah. Distributed to different Pokemon in the team. Okay.
Yeah.
That's a good question. Good question to get out on stream now before you have to forfeit mid-game. All right, so...
And obviously, this is one of the little things that if no one brings it out, I would probably had overlooked it. And but, I'm really surprised that Gumi had such a good, like, this is the most competitive team that we're gonna see.
They really went for
rain
it, for
team.
sure.
This is not the format for like a full competitive team. Because for starters, they're gonna suffer badly from fractured identity.
Yes, I agree.
Our Caledon has a decent move pool,
Electroshock.
but Goldengo won't be able to do anything. Thunderous can do some things, but not a lot. Swampert
Gets like Grass Knot and Sludge Bomb, right?
Yeah. Swampert can do superpower, but the things that he wanted to do, like foot turning and able to Cloyster cannot shell smash.
Is it banned from shell smashing?
Actually, I thought it was a water move. No,
it's a normal
Cloyster
one.
can
Yeah.
shell smash. It can still rock blast, I guess, but not icicle spear. Politoed has a decent move pool.
It has a lot of coverage.
Cannot do what it likes to do, which is just stall life away.
No Leech Seed, yeah.
Toxicroak has a good move pool. Honchcrow, decent. Yes.
Cole, what team are you heading here? Did we already go through it?
I'm fighting Squire Gumi.
Oh, okay.
Letter-wise, they have some good letters, but there's also very short names too, so...
Yeah.
Fractured Identity hits this team really hard, but for ability Rondo, this team is gonna go ham.
I agree. I think the ability trading, you can do some weird stuff with Cloyster's skill link ability, and Goldango's ability is just good.
You can give Regenerator to our Caledon.
You can give stamina to Cloyster too. Do something weird with that.
Actually give good as gold, and you just shell smash and you cannot be stopped.
Yeah, I guess you're right, huh? Yeah.
Or good as gold to although I would give a Regenerator, AV Regenerator or Caledon and just like
go back and forth, yeah.
You can give Bolt Absorb to any of your other water mons.
Yep. That's important.
Moxie to something.
Could even go with Mega Swampert Moxie, I guess.
Well, the ability is Mega Pokemon locked, right?
Yeah, I forgot about that again, yeah.
But you can give something Steam Engine or Flame Body.
What does Steam Engine do?
You can give Tangela. If you get hit by water or fire moves, your speed goes raised 6 stages.
6? Holy crap.
But you can give Tangela Flash Fire from Carkle and you just remove a full weakness.
Can you use is it just an ability pool? Like you can't only use one ability from Carkle, or can you use both the abilities from Carkle?
It's an ability pool. It's just that if you only have one copy of Flash Fire,
yeah,
you can only give it to one Pokemon.
Okay. Overall, I think this team covers everything. It does pretty well over all of the gimmicks, in my opinion.
So my only problem is for Fractured Identity and indirectly Hazardos.
Mm-hmm.
They don't really have a lot of physical attackers.
Yeah. Like Toxicroak maybe, but...
Maybe you'll give one to Swampert, one to Cloyster, or one to Croak.
Yeah. Alright. We'll go downwards. Let's see if this works. Hopefully it does. Yeah, we're good. Fatty Jones. Annihilate Bezterra Captain. Not anymore. We just took it away. Prankster Tangela. Yeah, that's a good one. Annihilate, Ferrothorn, Miasma. Miasma is Bug Dragon.
Bug.
Yeah. Smokomoto, Leviathan. Oh, there's a lot of Catmons on this team, actually. Cryogonal. I like Terra Persian. I do.
Really I like Terra Persian. I just feel like Mawile was a sad low roll there.
Definitely. It's an obvious, obvious Terra on this team.
But it's not a bad addition since it does get Intimidate and Sheer Force.
Oh, it's good for the abilities. Yep, you're right.
The abilities, double fire, that's kind of rough. And
what's
like,
Annihilate's special move?
Really good. Like I like.
It's his signature move is what? Ghost Punch or something?
Rage Fist.
Rage Fist. So he can't use Rage Fist. So that sucks.
Cannot use Rage Fist. Yeah. Has good amount of letters. The composition, I think it's okay. It's really bulky, although the double water, double fire is kind of rough.
Yep. You kind of need it for Ferrothorn, I guess, though, right? Resist enough fire to keep it alive.
And I mean, you can give it, what's it called? Heat Proof from Leviathan.
Oh, yeah.
Smokomoto gets Technician, so being able to, on Spellbound, Scale Shot with loaded die, it's a thing.
Oh, because it gets the Scale Shot because it's S. I see.
Wise, I think only Ferrothorn really gets affected badly from the Fractured Entity. Maybe Leviathan a little. Actually, Leviathan does get hit unless you run it bulky and just slack off.
Yeah.
Cryogonal cannot do anything on Fractured Identity, so that's like a no-bring.
It can rapid spin, but that's really all it can do. It's not going to help you outside of that.
Ability-wise, this team is really good. Regenerator, Iron Burst, Technician, Guts and Heat Proof.
Smokomoto learns Scale Shot naturally, huh? I didn't know that.
Technician and Burst 2.
Wow.
And Solar Power and Charizard, which you can maybe abuse it if you face the Sun team.
Yep. Or you can even you can always set it up some other way. I mean, you have a couple of water Pokemon though, so.
I even think indirectly Hazardous. This team has good toxic debris users.
Yep.
And good physical attackers. I really like Miasma. Cool. Like you can run Miasma special or physical. It's like really good. It's really fast.
Bug Dragon is a cool typing.
Yeah, and it has neutralizing gas.
Oh wow!
So
that's a good thing. You can toss to something else too.
And neutralizing gas and Hypercutter, I believe.
Hypercutter too.
So this thing in inaccuracy could go really hard if you don't give it a compound ice.
Yeah. Because it gets all the inaccurate moves, right?
And for lockdown, tactical lockdown, they won't be able to stop the chili reception.
Oh, you're right.
That's
take
actually
advantage
a
of it.
good thing. You can take advantage of bad chiller reception. You can take advantage of probably the slack offs from both Slowking and Leviathan.
How many Pokemon on this team learn Blizzard? Like 4? Maybe more?
I think so.
Slowking, Leviathan probably learns it. Cryogonal. Persian might even learn it.
Probably Persian learns it.
Terra Ice, Persian.
Let's see. No, Persian doesn't learn it.
Oh, wow.
And let's see if Leviathan learns it. It's obvious. Yeah. It's a water type. Yeah, I think we can move on
to the next one. Let's see. We got Frank the Shrimp. Let me get this centered. Mega Mawile, Iron Treads, Palafin. I mean, that's pretty good for high tier, right? Not bad.
Yeah, if it wasn't for his obvious ground weaknesses.
Yeah, I guess you're right, yeah. Oh, his grass type is also electric. Weaknesses. And his other grass type is also steel.
Its only fire resist is Moltres and Palafin, so...
Palafin's your only fire resist, that's tough, huh? Send it in to take the fire attacks. But
the problem here in Ability Rondo is that Palafin is useless without its ability.
Yep.
So
you just kind of lose that roster spot, essentially.
Crocodile can pass some really nice abilities.
Yep.
A nice one, Firebolt is kind of nice. Ability-wise, it's not so good.
Yeah, I think that's probably going to be the roughest week. Palafin does kind of suffer in a lot of the gimmicks, actually. Now that I think about it, it's kind of a unfortunate pick.
Yeah, and it was a third pick, so they wanted Palafin. So that's kind of interesting because it will suffer from Fractured Identity. Mm-hmm. It will suffer an Ability Rondo.
Yep. Inaccuracy, too. Well, actually... Does Jet Punch... Jet Punch has got to be 100%, right?
I think so. But it can run Aqua Tail, so they still have that staff.
I guess, yeah.
They have Zen Headbutt.
Okay, yeah, that's a little inaccurate.
They can run Double Hit, Bounce, and Whirlpool.
Oh, the big double hit. You know, double hit. You got to make sure you say that one. Yeah, I guess Mega Mawile will keep its ability, so that's probably a lock to bring that week, at least. It just stinks that Palafin is, like, so weak, it almost seems, in every one of these gimmicks.
And then, for example, I think Muck doesn't come at all and can be Spellbound.
What's up, Dylan? Yeah, Muck. What moves can even U-turn? That's really like
Mach
it.
Punch.
Mach Punch.
Mento.
Wow, that would be a crazy Muck set.
Morning Sun, I guess, or Moonlight.
I get, yeah. So you sit there and just kind of take some hits potentially and heal up. Can't use like Toxic
and
or
knock off. Knock off U-turn, Morning Sun.
Oh, knock
or
off
Mach Punch.
Right. Okay, it could be worse. It really could be worse, I guess. Right? Not much worse. But.
I think the team is mid at best.
I agree. I think it's kind of like middle of the road type of team. Anything else? Or are we moving to the next?
Seems like
Okay.
Let's move to the next. Yeah. So Arminius is another of the playoff testing teams.
Ooh,
I'm so
yeah.
scared of this team.
I wanted to use Crusaidon so badly last league. I was unable to get it though.
The two, and I was also unable to get it.
Torkoal and Ndidi.
So,
Any sun abusers? Astrolotl, I guess.
Astrolotl would be the sun abuser. And technically, Ndidi, if it's Terra Fires. The problem with this team in particular is that, but not a problem, it's an advantage, that deciding Terra captains was really hard because both of them
They're
are
all
good.
good, yeah.
But it came down to, I don't want a Shell Smasher to have Terra.
Yep. I mean, you just can't give it to a Shell Smasher, right? There's no way of defending that.
Yeah, you have Galvantula with webs and compound eyes. Giving webs to... It would be give webs to Serena, so it's not that big of a deal. But you have two rapid spears, have a fast and quarter generator mon that hits like a truck, two bulky core mons on Celestial and Crusaidon.
Mm-hmm.
You can play around Mega Banet's Prankster.
Yes. I feel like I see that in every league now. Everyone's always drafting this mon. D-Bond is like the best move I've ever seen, apparently.
My only concerns is like Ndidi will suffer from Fractured Identity outside of Terra Blast. Even with Terra Blast,
You
like
can't
you'll
use Terra
have to
Blast,
Terra to be able to use. Well, not necessarily. It's probably gonna bring Ndidi Terra and then just Hyper Poison.
Yeah. But even outside of Terra, you can't use Terra Blast because it's normal, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Ability Rondo wise, I think they're pretty good. Being able to give something Beast Boost, getting multi-scale or rough skin from Crusaidon, Magician, or Regenerator. Like, Regenerator Celestial or Regenerator Crusaidon is something I don't want to face.
Yeah, I agree. What does Astrolotl got for abilities? Beast Boost too, right? You can give Beast Boost to something. That's a good ability.
Yeah, Astrolotl has Magician, Regenerator, and Vital Spirit.
Wow. Okay, so that's where those are coming from. Okay. Doesn't Poltegeist have the ability that when it gets hit, its speed goes up?
Yeah, it has weak armor.
That's a pretty good ability to move around. And Galvanize on a Lowland Graveler, right?
Galvanize, Sturdy, or you can even just run Magnet Pull.
Yeah, that's a good ability too. Yeah.
And trap the steel types.
Mm-hmm. I did that to an Empoleon once with a Magnezone.
The problem I see here is outside of Serena, they don't really have Stone Axe and Ceaseless Edge abusers.
Yeah. It's really, I mean, maybe a Shell Smashing Poltegeist, but its physical attack is probably crap. Mega Bayonet, maybe it has a pretty good physical attack,
Mega
right?
Bayonet. Mega Bayonet, maybe. Maybe Physical Astrolotl. I mean,
I'm not familiar with
physical.
A lot of them. Like the Catmon stats.
It's a good team. I think it's not an Egral level of team.
I agree. I think it's getting close. I think it's within that wheelhouse at least.
The difference on this one versus Egral is that I think this is a more defensive bulky team.
Yeah.
Which is pretty scary in its own way.
All right, moving on. Masquerada, Caesar, Manaphy, Cola Soil, Florges Cyclone, Kecleon Terra. Yeah, I mean, is Kecleon Terra like really viable? What's up with that thing? I've never used it.
If you would have to Terra after you use Protean, basically.
I see.
Actually, no, you cannot use Protean because then you'll be breaking
because Protean goes off first, right?
Yeah, so you have to run color change Kecleon there.
That's when it gets hit by something?
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, this team has webs, has basically a magic bounce in Cold Soil, has a good cleric in Florges, an almost unkillable Mon and Cyclone, good move pull on Swalot, Sister Manaphy good, Masquerada is okay. I mean, 2 Protean users are okay to pass abilities, not necessarily the best abilities, except from maybe like Guts from Cold Soil.
Mm-hmm. Manaphy can't use that move that it has either, huh? Take Heart, is that the move?
Yeah, no. Yeah. Take Heart. Let's see. If that's a psychic move, then Manaphy can use Take Heart.
It's probably psychic. I mean...
Yeah, Manaphy Take Heart, but... 1 second, I'm gonna be... I need to answer my phone.
Yeah, for sure. I'll keep it moving while you're taking a call here. So, my opinions here, ability-wise, I don't see anything, as EA Grill and Arminius definitely have some crazy ability. EA Grill's team is far outshining a lot of these. So you got really planned very well, and for the gimmicks that there are, his team works well with them. That's one of the things that I needed to learn when I first started this league, was to look at what gimmicks you're going to be playing for the season and try and draft around that, especially because you can draft a great team and then all of a sudden your team does nothing because they can't have their own abilities. Oh, that was quick. You already done with your phone call?
Yeah. Just my partner telling me that she's coming back home. So
perfect. Yeah.
Where are we?
I mean, I kind of finished this team off. If you want to move to the next one, I was just talking about how EA Grill's team is kind of outshining the rest. But to draft a team like this, you need to look at the gimmicks, because if you don't, you could end up with a very good team that can't do anything. Which is kind of what I think happened with Palafin. Honestly, Palafin is kind of like the example I'm seeing. But
yeah, and you'd be that when Gimmick League started originally, we didn't know we were gonna be playing. We would draft a Pokemon, and then week by week the gimmicks would be announced, and really? It would be a surprise.
I kind of like knowing them. I feel like that doesn't
gives you
take
a little
away
bit
too
more
much
time to plan. Yeah.
Yeah. But Colossal Flashfire for Caesar is actually huge. I didn't see that until you said that lyrics. So we got Mega Altaria in this one. Darkrai, Necturna. I always think that Necturna is the pre-evolved form of the new Poison Puppeteer Mon, but then I remember that it's actually just a Catmon.
Yeah.
Oh, Colossus. I see. That is who Cole Milder is, and it has Cole in both of the parts, so it makes sense. Plasmanta, Vaporeon, Duraludon, Fortress, Galarian, Articuno, Typhlosion. There's a lot of letters, I will say that. Besides, like, Altaria, Darkrai, but even still, I think that they get... D is a great letter to have, I think.
D is a great letter.
For a dark type,
and
especially.
I think able to give Fortress Flashfire is actually really good.
Yep, you're right. It's similar with Caesar.
You remove a whole weakness.
Yeah.
Obviously, having Nocturna there is a game changer. You have Sketch, you have Shell Smash in there. Darkrai and Mega Altaria are big hits. Big hitters. Good defensive core on Duraludon, Vaporeon, plus Manta. Plus Manta being able to take hits that Darkrai cannot take. Other than that, I think from Fractured Identity, they might be okay.
I don't see a lot of Pokemon that rely super heavily on, because Darkrai gets so much coverage. Vaporeon is a very old Mon, so it's got to at least have some coverage. Duraludon could run like Body Press or something, right?
Yeah, Body Press, Dark Ball, Sphere.
Let me answer Lulzy's question here. So this shirt, sorry to interrupt you, Sombra. This shirt is from PAX East, and there was a vendor there that was was selling all these Pokemon shirts. This is the Captain Crunch Oops All Eevees, so had to make sure to show that off since we got that Glaceon rep. Continue, Summer. Continue.
Oh, that's a very nice sheet. No, that's a very nice shirt.
I know. I love this shirt. I love showing it off when I can. Like this was one of my favorites that they had for sure. Rapid Spin Fortress. I mean,
I think Galarian Articuno is the only Pokemon that suffers really from Fractured Identity.
Typhlosion's got to have coverage too, right? It's so old.
It has Scorching Sands, has some coverage. Not the best, because I'm playing... I'm technically on the playoffs of Mega Diancie, and I'm playing... No, never mind. I'm playing Weakness Policy. That's why it's so hard. Yeah. So I'm playing Weakness Policy with Useless Gambit.
You're right. That is... Man, that sucks.
The fact that I have to run Whirlpool on 3 of my Pokemon.
Dude, I had to do that too, actually. That's what I was I was looking at what moves I could use, and it just came back to like Infestation or Whirlpool every single time, because it's just so bad.
I think letter-wise is okay. Ability-wise... might be okay. There's no, like, the problem is that they don't have really game-changing abilities, so abilities-wise is kinda little in there.
Yeah, like
other
water
than the Flash
absorb.
Fire, like...
What's
Water
Dark
Absorb
Rise?
for Typhlosion, but you don't have... Dark Rise is Bad Dreams.
Bad Dreams, yeah. Okay.
Doesn't really... Nocturna gets Telepathy and... Anticipation. No, 4 in Telepathy, which... Nothing big. Plus Manta.
Does Duraludon have stamina?
I don't believe... and Stalwart.
Oh, okay.
Sorry. Did get affected by the ability. I think in inaccuracy they could do okay.
Articuno's got to have like Blizzard and Hurricane or something, right?
Well, it's the Galarian one, so.
Okay.
It gets Hurricane, not okay. Blizzard.
Darkrai.
It actually can only use Air Slash, Hurricane, Air Cutter, Fly, Takedown.
If you're using Takedown on Articuno, I mean, you're in your bag.
It feels like you'd be running Air Slash, Hurricane, and then just Steel Wing and
Steel Wing
Takedown for cover.
Do not use takedown. I don't care which. If I'm watching these games and I see Galarian Articuno takedown, I'm destroying my setup. I swear to God.
I mean, well, you could run Calm Mind or Recover or something like that, but takedown would be fun.
Overall, I think this is high mid.
High mid. I wouldn't put it any higher. It's good Pokemon. The only problem, the main problem that I see, like big problem, is that they only have one physical attacker in Altaria.
Yeah.
And that will affect their indirectly Hazardous a little.
Yeah. They might
they only have, I guess they have 2 Defoggers and 1 Rapid Spinner.
Fortress should do decently well in that.
Yeah, as a Toxic Debrimon, I think so, yeah.
I've seen, I faced a Choice Banded Fortress once that absolutely ripped me apart, so might be able to sneak a Stone Axe or something on that as well. Hit the fire types.
Never heard of a Choice Banded Fortress. That's something I need to see.
Dude, it hurt. It really did. I'm sitting there trying to figure out why it's doing so much damage, and it hit me all at once. Alright. Moving on to the next one. Oh, we're on to Lyrics now.
Almost done.
Alright, Lyrics. I think this team is really good. Has a lot of stars on it, I would say.
I think it has a good team, and they have Meganium, so... My only advice for Lyrics would be... Never mind, I was looking at Patty's team. Never mind.
I was gonna say.
I'll save my advice for Patty. This team is pretty good. Like Musharna, Wartortle, and Crucible and King Gambit are really good bulky, like defense mons. And then you have good attackers on Mienshao, Boswell, and Landorus. I would say it's concerning the flying weaknesses this team has, and their only check is Crucible.
Yep.
For Fractured Identity, I think King Gambit gets a little affected by that. Maybe Mienshao. And
yeah, I
Mega
agree.
Sceptile, of course.
Mienshao really doesn't have too much going on for it.
And Rotom is not going to be able to do anything.
Yeah, and most of the Rotoms are just like dead weight. Especially the Fire Rotom and the regular Rotom.
For ability-wise, Levitate King Gambit could be something.
Oh, you're right. I didn't think about that one. Beast Boost on Buzzwole as well. You can give that somewhere.
Beast Boost, Intimidate from Delando into something.
Sunny
Regenerator
Day.
from Crucible. And from Mienshao. 2 Regenerator mons.
Yep.
That's
very good. What are you giving Regenerator to? Landorus, maybe?
No, yeah. And King Gambit, maybe. Or Buzzwole.
Yeah.
You can give Flash Fire to...
Flashfire, King
Buzzwole
Gambit,
too,
and Buzzwole, yeah. A lot of... all the abilities, actually, they mesh well together for that gimmick. Base Sceptile running Drought to keep Solar Beans. Well, since it is a Mega, it has to keep whatever ability it has, right?
But it can change the base form ability.
So it can change the base form ability.
You start with Drought Sceptile and then you immediately Mega and just Solar Beam things away.
Wow, that is some crazy tech. That is insane.
You have good Pokemon that abuse the inaccuracy too, so that's...
Does Mega Sceptile get Draco Meteor?
I think it only gets Dragon Pulse.
Okay.
Let's see. Yeah, it only gets Dragon Pulse and Dragon Tail, which would be your go-to dragon move,
Yeah.
I guess. No, I think it gets Dual Shop. It gets Dual Chop.
Oh, yeah.
So
Dragon
that's a
Dance
better
too,
dragon
right?
move.
But you can't use that in
No.
the accuracy one.
It
The
does
regular
get Dragon
Sceptile
Dance.
gets Dragon Dance, but
It gets Dragon Dance, yeah. So
Okay.
you could run Dragon Dance on inaccuracy.
really, Dragon Dance is not.
Because the only attacking moves are banned.
Oh, attacks that are 100% accurate. That's a good point.
So the only move that would be banned is Home Claws. So you could set up with Dragon Dance, then Dual Chop, and
Yeah, you can just go right through the team. I think this is one of the teams that belongs in the high area with the EA Grill and Arminius.
I think so too. It could. Sadly, oh, and Sceptile has some burden to pass off. That's something good to know. It's a good team. We'll have to see how it does.
Yeah, I think there's a lot of options overall, and it's just kind of scary to prep for, which will be good. All right, so here's Patty. Let me get that in the middle. Tapu Koko, Mew, Mega Aerodactyl, Iron Jugulus, Klefki, Piloswine, Meganium, Poliwrath, Liepard, Magmar. So Meganium is Terra instead of Liepard, huh? I think Liepard does pretty well with Terra, so I actually like Meganium Terra. Like, I think it's the weakest Terra out of the three.
Yeah, I think we need to get a Mega in this Pokemon Legends CA. It really needs something. Has a really good. My only problem with this is that the only defensive core here is Meganium, Piloswine, Klefki. The rest of the Pokemon are really offensive.
Mm-hmm. And they also have a lot of letters.
They have a lot of letters, so that's good. They have a Jugulis, which means that they will be missing Hurricanes. So
you never know. Come on.
That's the only reason Negril didn't get out of the Clodsire division. Kept missing his Hurricanes.
I was. I think I was in that. I played EA Grill, and he missed Hurricanes on me, and it is on YouTube. There is a video of it. There's video evidence.
Has good abusers for indirectly hazardous. Ability-wise, you can give Thick Fat to Klefki.
Oh, that's good.
You can give the Water Absorb to Magmar.
Mm-hmm.
Prankster from Leopard or Unburden.
Yeah, those are two good
Prankster
abilities.
from Klefki. You could give Prankster to Mew, and Mew would be insane.
Yeah, that because it just has every move, right? Like it has access to everything. You should give it Prankster.
Mega Aerodactyl with Stone Axe is super scary.
Oh, yeah, that is good.
Imposter-wise, Mega Aerodactyl doesn't Imposter-wise. This team cooks because Mega Aerodactyl gets all the moves from you. You doesn't suffer from getting Coco's move pool. Coco gets improved by Magmar.
Yep.
Meganium gets improved by Piloswine.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, the way that this was in the dock, it definitely is good for that gimmick. Aerodactyl Rockhead to Coco for Wild Charge and Brave Bird. That's a good point too. Yeah.
Ability-wise, very good abilities. So, could technically give base Aerodactyl Prankster home class once and then just go ham mega and hit
Yeah.
everything really hard.
Yeah, that is a good strategy. Like the pre mega strategy. I didn't think about that until you said it. That is a good one. I would give this team like a semi-high mid.
Yeah.
Like there's some
Definitely.
better mid teams, but I think that this one could sneak into the bottom 3 of the playoffs.
Yeah, it can definitely sneak into playoffs. Like, he has a very strong team, and it used to have Terra Coco. We don't forget that.
Yeah, there's Terra Annihilate a couple minutes ago too. Oh, and fitting that your team is the last one. I didn't even think about that. Very fitting. So how about you explain your team? Give it an explanation.
I actually want to hear your analysis too. The first thing that I can say is I didn't think a lot when I was doing this team because I can point out the obvious special weakness. I only have 3 special attackers. Kinda 4 with Mega Absol if I decide to run a special. And my last picks were kinda rushed because I realized at the last moment I don't have a ground immunity and I was like super ground weak. So
That's what Emolga was for?
that was either Emolga or Rotom Frost. But yeah. But I actually prefer the Emolga. It
I do
has
too.
better utility because I can now give Motor Drive to my Melodic.
Yep, that is very good. I faced Emolga twice in one season. That thing was such a pain in the ass to fight.
First things that I can say about my team is that it's very bulky and fast. The speed tiers are kind of a little weird, but I only have 2 slow Pokemon on Skuntank and Hemoglobin. Everything else is really fast. Like, it's either base 80 plus or base 100 plus. There's no in-betweens.
You also have a lot of status immunity type of Mons, which is interesting. Kind of the Skuntank, the Arbok, the Pajantum, the Melodic. Like, can't get toxic. Toxic spikes aren't really a problem for you, especially with the indirectly hazards. Skuntank coming in, soaking up spikes, defogging.
I have Comatose on Pajantum.
Yeah, you can't get paralyzed or even sleep. The sleep doesn't work either, right? It just acts as it's asleep.
Yeah, it doesn't work.
Yeah. Can't get toxic.
I think one of the things to point out is that this team is the only one that has complete course.
You're able to do it? You're able to pull it off?
Yeah. As you can see, I have the Fire and the Fairy from Hemoglobin, Goblin, Dragon from Pajantum, the Steel from Samacenta, and then the Grass and the Water from Ogerpon and Milotic.
Yeah. I mean... And you still end up with 2 poison types. But I guess the Skuntank really... It doesn't count that much because it's dark, but... Obviously
I wanted
the
the
ground.
Skuntank mostly for the dark and because it's a special attacker. Like, I purposely went for a poison type. Because I knew that Arbok is never gonna stay poison.
Yeah,
So
but...
it didn't really have a poison type.
I love Arbok. I really do. I think Arbok is so good.
I think it's a good Pokemon. I think I have a very offensive team. I have quite a bit of letters.
Yeah, for sure.
Except for maybe Absol and Arbok, but have some of the better letters in A and S and R. So
usable letters, that's for sure.
For Factored Identity, I kind of suffered a little.
What does Pajantum have? Does Pajantum really have like coverage at all?
Well, I haven't really prepared for my match because Gumi has not said anything, but Pajantum gets like Crunch, Brave Bird,
Okay.
Earthquake,
It's
Leech,
got something.
Ice Punch. It has coverage.
Arbok has a lot of coverage too, but I don't know if you'll be able to really power it. Coil, I think, is a poison move, so.
Coil. It's a poison move, yes.
Yeah.
I think for Fractured Identity, I might be okay-ish. Ability Rondo, I have great abilities to pass, Pixelate, Intimidate, Comatose, the Dauntless Shield, Melodic with, what's it called? Marble Scale.
Marble Scales, yeah.
Absol with Magic Bounce, Ogre-Pon with Defiant.
Yeah, Defiant is good. Might even be able to rip the Defiant Rapid Spinner.
Arbok with Intimidate and Shed Skin. And
Shed Skin is
with
actually
Drive.
really good, yeah. And even Pajantum's ability is good pass too.
And I have the Stench from
Stench is good.
And Kenai.
Stench is also good.
For Tactical Lockdown, I have quite a bit amount of Pokemon that can do stuff.
Yeah.
Like, I don't think they really need to have something with extreme speed to be able to stop Hemogoblin, and it also has Better Blade.
Arbok Coil.
They won't be able to stop Arbok Coil, they won't be able to stop my Ivy Cudgel.
Oh yeah, Ivy Cudgel.
They won't be able to stop my Behemoth Bashes.
Oh, what gets Behemoth Bash? Zamazenta?
Zamazenta.
Oh wow.
It's a signature move.
Oh, I was thinking of double Iron Bash, but Behemoth Bash is good too.
Jantum has Spirit Shackle. So,
oh, okay. Not a very common one.
For inaccuracy, I do have a couple of inaccurate moves, so that's something. For Imposter, I think I have good move pools to pass around.
Yeah, I think that they at least work together. They're not like you're not a fish out of water, as they say with these moves.
I wouldn't say that this team overall is as scary as the EA Grill or E-Grill, whatever his
The scariest
name
part is
but
definitely that you're the coach, I would say. That's the scariest part of the team. Is that you know what you're doing.
Kinda, but at the same time, I'm just clicking buttons.
Yep. You do. It's not very sneaky. It's almost you're telegraphing a lot of moves here, but I mean sometimes that's all you need. There's some things that you just can't stop.
Yep, and it's a little more predictable on this team, knowing what Ogre-Pon usually will do,
Yeah.
what Absol will, what Melodic will do, what Sandslash will do.
I would give it a high mid for sure, within the high mid range, like the bottom 4 playoffs, maybe probably top of the bottom 4 playoffs.
Yeah, I agree.
Well, looks like we just did the entire league. Thank you to everyone who stuck around for the whole thing. And thank you to anyone who's watching after the fact. I know there's a couple of people that wanted to watch it later. It's here. And I'm glad, if you made it all the way, I'm glad you made it. We'll have Sombra on every once in a while when he wants to come back as well. So thank you to Sombra.
I can help you with the watch throughs.
Cool. We'll probably do it around the same time. I mean, I don't deviate too much from my schedule, so around 9 o'clock probably is when we'll watch the watch-throughs and stuff. So, all right. Thanks to everybody. Thanks to Sombra, and we'll see you week 1. Anything else to add?
I will add one sure.
Okay.
On the SG. I'll put it in the SGBL Smeargle now.
Sure.
But it's just my reply to lyrics saying that we're not clicking buttons. It's my proof that we are clicking buttons. And speaking of clicking buttons, click the subscribe button down there.
Let's go. Sovereign knows what it's all